Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading. Hope you're doing well and in high spirits. Looks a little iffy, but there's some good stuff here for sure. We went ahead and set the intention and prayer off camera before we laid out the cards, so that has been taken care of for accuracy and blessings to all involved in this reading. Good positive energy. Please remember to take what resonates, leave anything that does not. So if anything creates tension, doubt, lack, limitation, or anything heavy inside your mind, body, or heart, please throw it away, reject it, don't take it on, it's not for you. Everything should provide a sense of expansion or lightness, even if it's emotional. This is timeless, so anytime you feel drawn to listen, please do. There's many layers in the messages. Depending on when you come across it, that can reveal themselves differently at later times. Or if you're coming across this in a month and it resonates, it's okay. Take it. Time is fluid. Okay, so there's a lot of beginnings energy for you guys. I see money looking good. I see your perspective looking good. It might not be yet, but it's coming in the near future here. But there's definitely a big boost in this area. As you could see, your current energy here, you have this One of Pentacles. This is abundance. I feel like you've been investing. For some of you, you've been investing or doing something that you love to do, and this is bringing in abundance in that way. It does feel like it's financial gain as well, but in general, it's leaving you in a sort of abundant space. However, you could be happier about it than you are. I think that there's a love situation for some of you that's kind of gotten in the way of you feeling fully confident in this or focused on it in a sense. But also I think that situation is part of why you're here. Most things kind of intertwine that way, right? Also, I do notice that this is going to climb for you. You're going to keep climbing up into especially your birthday area, but into September, especially into the autumn. You're going to keep climbing up with this abundant energy. It's going to expand. It's going to grow. I feel like Jupiter is blessing you in that way. Here, I don't know how. It's a feeling. So yeah, I like that energy for you as far as just working on something, coming through a wintry area of life, and actually cultivating some kind of, turnout from it, some recognition of abundance and support that way. I feel like this also is directing you into a very logical forwards motion. I see some Virgo energy coming through in your energy, your main energy. So this could be a part of your chart. You could have an influence, Virgo influence on you now. Could have to do with this, the full moon in Virgo that passed, influencing things. But it's like as you let go of certain things, we see this new perspective coming through, a new perspective, and also this new relationship with money and abundance coming through. I feel like some of you might change your hair up a bit, literally change your hair up by the end of this year, a whole different color, different thing. As you could see, the contrast between these two. Even though this is your current energy, it's like part of you is still looking at the past. Another part of you is about ready to move forwards and focus on the future, but in a very logical, maybe even emotionally detached way, because it's like there's been a truth or something. There's a little bit of sadness around that truth that you've seen, or something that didn't work out. Maybe you had feelings for somebody and it fell through, something like this. But whatever the scenario be for you, I do know that you are absolutely moving ahead in a lot of ways. And another thing I like is letting go of something, or making this journey through releasing something that didn't serve you. It's really deepening your layers. It's deepening your well, in a sense. Like even here, like her eyes are kind of more dim here. She's reflecting on the past and still kind of not fully embracing this abundance, because she's like, but what about this? And this grass is kind of like a yellow green, but here we see Even though it's a little darker of a scenery, the grass is a very deep, rich green, and it's growing very, very much, you know. And there's a element of her eyes really glowing with lightness, and it's like an enlightenment, you know, or even here an evolution taking place. And it's not easy. You could see she's holding on to this, this like skull, this bone, this what are they called? When you are like an archaeologist and you discover yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's like she's holding on to something here. I see a little Sagittarius energy popping through too, but she's using it to drive her forwards in a way. She's using it almost to motivate her, or she, you know, as a symbol in a way that here, this is where I've come to. Even though, again, there's feelings here, you know, there's not the most happy feelings entirely showing through for you guys. There is a lot of good stuff here, a lot of nourishment, a lot of support, a lot of, yeah, abundance, okay? So that's not, sometimes we get what we want when we don't want it, you know? But overall, it's a positive thing, okay? Wow, I think my dog just tried to catch a bird or something. So anyways, Leo, this is also part of your current energy, but I feel like this is coming. The way it landed and just the feeling, it's like this is on the way. So this is Aries here, which I would say Aries season, which we're moving into soon. So for some of you, you might not be feeling this abundance yet. You might not be feeling this determination, you know, towards like work or towards building something yet, but you will. Especially come Aries season, you're going to feel more action here. Also, I want to say Taurus season as well, just the way those horns are sticking out now. A lot of like earth energy motivation here. So yeah, Aries and Taurus season would bring in a little bit of a lift to some of this energy, a little more focus, a little more action, movement, motivation, all of the good stuff, okay? It's not that it's going to be easy to leave behind some of, let's just say this person. For some of you, it really is a person, okay? Or to let it go, or to realize, you know, that it's not, or even a thing or a situation. It could be, I guess, something else that you were thinking you wanted to do with your life or to work on, right? But it's worth it. It's definitely meant to be. It's definitely laid out in the plan for you. And it would be best now to really try your best to just recognize each day a few things around you that make you so abundant, and that will grow your abundance. And even if now that doesn't feel like what you want or need, maybe it's love that you want or need, you'll be happy. You'll thank yourself in the future, especially. But you'll just feel better as a whole in the now to do that, okay? There is a recommendation here to share your song, Frequency of Sound, diving deep. So create with your emotions, you know, maybe listen to more music if it feels right for you, or even healing music, but also, you know, create sound if it's right for you. I would say anything creative. This would be any creative thing that is an outlet for you, that lets you express yourself, lets you put out there what you're feeling. It helps you process, it helps you heal, it helps you move into more of a forward motion, into more of understanding and depth, you know. When you do that, it also boosts your own self-respect and empowerment, okay? So creativity, while it is often a recommendation, it is definitely a recommendation for you at this time to process any harder energies that you're having to endure right now, okay? So I'm trying to think where we want to move next. I think here, because whatever situation that you've just dealt with or come out of, it's made you question maybe or doubt your intuition a bit. Maybe you had a really strong feeling about somebody, for example, and it didn't work out like you thought it would, and now you're just questioning if your intuition's on point, if you know. And yes, it is, Leo. You do know, and there is a reason that you were drawn to a certain situation or person, okay? There's a reason that you went on a journey to gain a deeper understanding, to integrate something into your being that will assist you as a human, as having this experience here that will make your experience more full, more rich, to cover more of the feeling spectrum, basically. So it's not that your intuition is wrong or off. It's not at all that. It is simply that just because we're drawn somewhere doesn't mean it has a happily ever after ending that looks just like we think it will. There is definitely a divine, master plan in a sense that really is very intricate and very interwoven. And the more we honor and listen to where we're led and kind of just allow, I think the more that we really paint that plan, maybe also somebody, I feel like you feel like you might feel like people are the same, like they keep popping up as just the same, or even copycat energy, or just like people just, like, you might ask yourself, is everybody just this same energy repeated? It might drive you a little crazy sometimes mentally, but I don't see you staying in that energy for too long if that applies for any of you, which is positive. Now, we also have here, kind of with the intuition in reverse, is the sun is your ruler, and this is in reverse right now. There's some contrasting messages in your reading because you have really positive things like abundance, and also we see you in your energy. Wait, where is that? In your energy, in your power, really well. But then we also see you reversed over here. And sixes for me are, relationships, love, healing. So we had 606 in the clock right there. That's Venus for me. So this feels like, again, it has to do with a relationship. Doesn't have to be romantic, but any kind of relationship. This is what is making you, or, feeding some of these doubts, maybe resistance, making the abundance feel not as precious, because maybe something, so we see another 6 here with moving on. Maybe somebody's moving on, or you are, or something's ended, whether it be breakup, whether it be letting go of a what if, but it does feel like a relationship energy. It could also be that you're ending a relationship with a toxic family member, or a longtime friend, or a coworker, or something like this, right? So it's one of these things where you're in two different contrasting kind of energies, and that's not always the easiest to deal with for those of you this is resonating with, okay? We do also have the waiting game here. It kind of feels like some of you have been in this waiting game for a person or for something, and then this is why you're moving on, because you're not going to stay here waiting forever and being out of your sunlight in a way. For others of you, it could be that you're letting this go and moving on for now, but telling yourself that have patience, in the future this can manifest. Could also be you've been waiting on somebody to choose you, right? Something like this. There is some advice over here. Never flip these very good. For friendship. So nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. This can also be with yourself, or with your literal friends, like spending time socializing with friends, however you can now, or just doing things that are fun, that are joyful, that make you laugh, that make you have a good time. Go to the beach, or play out in the snow, I guess, for some, or whatever it is. Because it's going to take some of the attention and pressure and heavier energies away from romantic connections or just from relationships in general when you do this. And that will in turn magnetize you to attract a lot more love in, or what you're looking for in, because some of you aren't looking for love, but it's exactly what some of you are really thinking you need in a way. So to support this message of why the sun is in reverse here, we again do see this, for me as a reader, Eight of Swords is very like disempowered, trapped, feeling like we don't have any control or power in a way. But in this particular reading and card, I definitely see a lot of, it's distant, it's being estranged, it's being, it's like out of your control to be distant from somebody or something. And I feel like that's you, and like this person has kind of turned away, and you just turned away from each other, and it's like it's out of your hands. It's that kind of a feeling. And for some of you, again, it could be with somebody else. They could have chosen somebody else. If for those who this is like a love situation, and there's definitely some jealousy or some hurt that you've experienced, yet you're trying to make peace with it, and Spirit's helping you to make peace with it. That's Gemini and fire energy there. And you see like she's got this crown of the emeralds on. Remember, your energy has this emerald, which is abundance here, and that's talking about the heart. So it's like you're just standing in your power by focusing on what you love, focusing on building something, your empire. I feel like you're in a business mode. A lot of you are really in this like building kind of business energy, where you're cultivating your own abundance, really. We see Venus there as well. Or is that Mercury? I'm sorry. Wow. Brain bubble there. Anyways, so it's just a good time to be creative and nourish yourself in your own endeavors, because if we spend too much fixation on this situation and this hurt, you're gonna kind of stay with your light in reverse, right? It's all about balance. Now is the time to recognize that balance and to kind of create it for yourself. It's a lot easier said than done. Yeah, we do acknowledge that it is not always as easy as it seems, and that a vision that you held or a feeling you held may be lost right now, and that is very difficult. But you see how he has his hand on his heart here, and he's balancing. There's that yin and the yang, there's the Two of Pentacles here, but he is letting his heart lead him where he needs to go, and trusting that. And within that, he's able to navigate and balance very well through all these different obstacles and things that might come up. He's able to leave some of the heavier emotions behind him to avoid that snake there with careful footing. So it's really just about heeding the call of your heart now. And sometimes we think our heart is caught with a certain person or a situation that rejected us, but it's not really our heart that's there, as much as that our heart is with the part of us that was in that situation that we were trying to kind of find and integrate. Teal Swan has a really good video on attraction about that. It could maybe help some of you. It's a tough one. Love is a tricky subject for sure, but I don't feel like this is going to keep you held forever. For those of you who it is, I feel like some of you really put down your trust issues. You put down your suspicions to kind of see where this could go. You had high hopes. You felt like this was really going to turn into something, and it didn't. That's really what I read on this. And it's just really making you question things. But again, Leo, not for long, okay? And for those of you who this doesn't resonate with, please just take the abundance portion of this, because abundance looks freaking great on every element. It looks great. And being creative is important too. But Serena, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Every time she comes out, she is powerful. Like, she brings some serious abundance and blessings with her. So you couldn't have any more attention on that, which is awesome. We also have this law of transmutation. So again, reminding you to be creative where you can, to take some of the sadness, some of the feelings that you've had, or tougher things or great things, whatever it is, but to kind of turn that into something where you're communicating, turn that into something where you're expressing. There's a lot of blue that comes through in your reading, so expression, communication. For some of you, it literally is song. You know, it's singing, or it's doing something with your voice, or composing, whatever it is. We also have this Trinity out here, which, yes, could talk about like a three-party, or you know, 3 people thing going on. But also I feel like this is third eye. Your third eye is really getting a higher activation and clarity, because this to me fits her eyes getting more like illuminated from here to here, lighter. And it just feels like this is part of that illumination, sorry for the plant, part of that illumination taking place. We also have this message: a limited mind cannot think freely. Again, we're looking at heart center. We're looking at, you know, opening the heart center, even though things have been challenging, keeping the heart as our guide, keeping that connection relevant and prevalent. And that 8 is a really nice, that's your number, that's strength, that's a powerful, strong, and empowered number. And it's also the number of balance again, and of flow. It's the universal flow. So yeah, it's just the limitations that you put on you from things that are a little bit illusionary, especially during Pisces season. They're not forever, okay? There's a lot of your perspective being flipped upside down here, and you wanting to, or being able to quickly master that new perspective that comes with this whole shift, to quickly understand things from a higher vantage point, and to realize what it is. Again, abundance is coming from the heart, you guys. Your abundance is being cultivated so well because you've done or invested in something that your heart is in, and that is brave, that is noble, that's courageous. That's really what Leo is, and it's just really special. So in a way, you are in your power here with this. This tower, this disruption, really, I think, has to do with the situation we've been discussing. It's just shifted things up for you a bit, but it also is making you stronger. And actually, the way we don't see it now, the outcome here, it brings you back into your energy upright, full on, full power, full sun, lighter, renewed, feeling like clarity, feeling positivity, feeling like, woof, now I see this. I'm so glad that this turned out how it did. But at this time, you know, it's not clear yet. It's not seen yet. There's a lot of spiritual energy around you too, with all these 7s, and as well a lot of hidden, you know, there's a lot of hidden plans. And while there is uncertainty coming, maybe in the future, there's some trust issues, or just uncertainty with things. We shouldn't even call them trust issues, just careful to trust quickly. That's not bad, you know, that's not a bad thing. There's a reason for that. That is also there to grow you, okay? So overall, a lot of abundance, a lot of support this way, a lot of success with something you're building. Just the recommendation to create, to balance, and to know that in the near future things are really shifting, and that yes, you will move on, let go, and heal from whatever situation this is that has kind of left you feeling a little sad, or even regretful, or unsure, or uncertain, okay? All very positive, very moving, very special. It's an important time frame coming up for you, especially into the fall. I feel like these months are going to be important, especially to those who are building a business or something like this, okay? So yeah, all right, Leo. I love you guys. If you want a personal reading, you know where to reach us, FrequencyOfTheHeart@gmail.com. All the details are listed below. But until then, we will see you next time.